Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Crazy time of year for college football, transfer portal, also trying to wrap up the class of 2024 on the recruiting trail. Right now, Josh Heupel is starting to sit down with each player from this football team, who's in and who's out. Some guys are going to be forced out. Some guys are going to be look for greener grass, maybe at another program. But Josh Heupel has a lot of work on his plate right now. Again, trying to wrap up the class of 2024 as the early signing day period approaches, trying to wrap up with Jordan Seaton, five-star offensive tackle. I think that's the big priority target. Made a video on him yesterday. I'll link it at the end of this one. If you missed it, go back, give it a watch. I think Tennessee has as good of a shot as anybody else in the country at landing the services of the big five-star offensive tackle. Also tied in Roger Saliaponga, supposed to come off the board tomorrow night. We're going to live stream that at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sounds like it's Tennessee and Oregon. A lot of the talking heads think Oregon is the team to beat. Some of the Tennessee media guys believe that Tennessee is very much in it. Look, tight end is a position of need right now. It sounds like Josh Heupel, this coaching staff, they are evaluating every single offensive tackle, every single tight end that enters their name into the transfer portal. So Roger Saliaponga would be a good one to add some depth in that room that's pretty short-handed right now. But look, we're going to talk about a guy from the class of 2025, an elite wide receiver, a five-star wide receiver that's on record saying, I love Tennessee. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up just below this video. It is quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you here. We talk with you. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Again, going to be live Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for the commitment of Roger Saliaponga. Also going to be live on Saturday for the SEC championship game. It's going to be a watch party. Like coming over to your buddy's house, we'll talk Tennessee football. We'll talk SEC football, recruiting, transfer portal. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about as we hang out and watch the SEC championship. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. Five-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham. He is 6'3", 185 out of Mississippi. You can see there, top 11 prospect, 11th ranked player in the country, third best wide receiver in the country, and the number one player out of the state of Mississippi. Now, is there legit interest? Boogie, why are we talking about Caleb Cunningham in the class of 2025? Right now, when you look at what Tennessee has done on the recruiting trail for the class of 25, they've got three corners committed. They got Shamar Arnu, Dylan Lewis, Tyler Redmond, and then they've also got three-star running back Justin Baker. Caleb Cunningham is a guy that visited for the Georgia game. Now, coming out of that visit, he said, this is one of my top visits. He said, I love Tennessee. It's a good vibe down there, and I'll be back during the game, during the spring for sure. Goes on to say they're going to be on the top of my list, and I love Tennessee. It's a good vibe. I have a good relationship with the coaches, so I decided to come back and check them out. I've heard it was a great atmosphere, and I had to experience it. It was loud. I couldn't even hear them trying to talk to me. I was like, just tell me after the game. It was very loud. So, again, Caleb Cunningham comes in town. A lot of people, want to speculate. These kids take visits for a game like Georgia where you kind of got embarrassed, and it's, no way that kid's coming to Tennessee. These kids enjoy the atmosphere. They see themselves with an opportunity, right? An opportunity for playing time. And I know, Tennessee's offense wasn't what we've seen in years past. They struggled. They struggled to score. Josh Heupel, when he first arrived on campus, scored 40 points a game. Year two, the magical season, 11 wins. Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, throwing the ball all over the field. 46 points a game, you led the country. This year, you took a big step back. 31 points per game, you also struggled to pass the football. You were 8th in the SEC in passing yards per game, but the selling point is Caleb Cunningham, we need you. We need your services. Let's pair Caleb Cunningham with Mike Matthews, a couple of five-star wide receiver prospects. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Nico's in the waiting. That's the selling point. The selling point is we've got a generational quarterback waiting to take over this football team. So I think you can sell these guys regardless of the outcome of the game. He loved the environment. Let's take a look at the scouting report. Also going to roll up some highlights, let you guys see what Caleb Cunningham can do on the football field. You can take a look at that, and we will take a look at the scouting report. This is from 247 Sports. Gabe Brooks says unverified size and athleticism, but clearly possesses physical traits and excellent functional athleticism on tape. No less about him than most other wideouts in this class, but definitely aware that he's a dynamic basketball player with a production on the hardwood, and that translates body control and bounce to ball-winning mismatch effectiveness at wideout. Says he's unstoppable in red zone situations. We could use that. You guys know an offense that just so happened to struggle in the red zone this past season, an offense that was 74th in the country in red zone efficiency. Scouting report here says Caleb Cunningham is unstoppable in red zone situations. Goes on to say he's strong-handed in traffic, runs hard in run after catch situations, and bowls his way through arm tackles. Long striding gait that creates necessity for build-up speed, natural route sense and spatial awareness. Question the top-end athlete from speed and lateral perspectives relative to others in the class, though athletic profile is admittedly excellent with the hoops context. Projects as a high major impact player with a long-term ceiling that could lead to NFL draft consideration. So that's the scouting report on Caleb Cunningham from 247 Sports. You can see there the athleticism, the way he can make guys miss, extend plays, yards after catch, right? That's what we're looking for here. We're looking for yards after catch. Caleb Cunningham, again, dynamic, electric, one of the top wide receivers in the country for the class of 25. So does Tennessee really have a shot? Caleb Cunningham's already taken a ton of official visits. Again, he's a Mississippi kid, so he's been to Ole Miss 8 times. Is that a problem? Is that a concern? Is that a worry? You can see there the On3 recruiting prediction machine. It's early. I don't always take that. Take it for what it's worth, right? Ole Miss out front, 29.2%. He's visited Ole Miss 8 times. Again, in-state kid. Been to Mississippi State, Alabama, LSU 4 times. Also taken unofficial visits to Florida State, South Carolina, Miami, and Auburn. He has visited Tennessee twice. He visited back in April and then again for the Georgia game. So does Tennessee have a legitimate shot here? Matt Ray from VolQuest.com, this is what he had to say when Cunningham came off the Georgia visit. Said that 5-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham raved about everything. Frequently said he loves Tennessee and sees how the offense fits what he can do. Says he's communicating with Kelsey Pope daily and is thoroughly enjoying building a bond with Tennessee. Plans to return in the winter for a junior day. Now, another key to this thing is he's got a pretty good relationship with 5-star quarterback George McIntyre. Now, George McIntyre's a guy that he said, I'm shutting it down. I'm done with visits. I've seen all I need to see. I'm not taking any camps. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to go home. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to process it, and I'm going to make a decision. Likely, I've heard as early as December, but I've also heard more than likely January or February the 5-star quarterback is going to come off the board. Now, we know, George McIntyre, you listen to a lot of the national media, you hear Alabama as the first name out of their mouth, but then you look at guys like the VolQuest guys, Matt Ray, Austin Price, they think Tennessee very much in it for the 5-star quarterback. I think George McIntyre would be huge. Kind of like getting Nico in the boat early. I think McIntyre would be crucial to get in the boat early and then bring him on every visit possible as you try to put together this class of 25. So if you can get George McIntyre in the boat, I think that gives you a leg up on Caleb Cunningham. This is what he said about his relationship with George. Said he's going to let me know what he's going to do. He wants to team up. So if he teams up here, hey, I'd be lit. Said he's a good quarterback. He's a great guy. He's got a good heart. And I can just see me and him being a great duo. So, again, coming out of the visit, called it one of his top visits after the Tennessee-Georgia game. Says, I love Tennessee. It's a good vibe down there, and I'll be back during the spring game. More importantly, he says, they're going to be towards the top of my list. So that's the update on 5-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham. I want to start to cover some of these class of 2025 guys, get you guys familiar with everybody that Tennessee is recruiting, guys like George McIntyre, guys like 5-star offensive tackle David Sanders, who also was in town for that Georgia game, and he was impressed with Tennessee, loved the visit. Said Tennessee was doing better than anybody else with communication. Also, another elite offensive tackle prospect, Josh Petty. Going to be doing a film breakdown on him coming up soon. A lot of talent out there. We'll continue to unpack it and get into it and dive into it. But you guys let me know what you want in the comments section. Are you ready for the film breakdown series to come back? Coach Jay, jump on here, break down a little film. All that's going to be coming your way soon. But as always, do me a favor and smash the thumbs up just below this video. It takes 2 seconds. I would greatly appreciate it. Go check out the merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. If you want to get it before Christmas, you better order it soon. That way they can print it and get it shipped out to you in time. And also, thank you to the members of the channel. If you like the content and want to support what we do, hit that join button down below for just $1. That's it, $1. And you're pushing this thing forward, giving me the opportunity to bring you guys as much content as possible. I'm grateful for every single one of you that supports this channel. Going to continue bringing you as much content as possible. But that is going to do it for this one. This Here's the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.